This is a clip from Andrew Yang's recent interview from CNBC television on saving jobs.
The easiest people to fire are the people you haven't hired yet, which again is why you see the hiring of recent college graduates heading down, and the underemployment rate over 50%. The unemployment rate among college graduates is now the same or higher than non-college graduates for the first time in history.
How do we fix that? I mean, you're a guy with big ideas. Universal basic income was one of yours. How do we fix this entire issue?
Check it out. You tend to tax things that you want to discourage and you want less of. And we're going to be in a position where we want to shore up labor in every quarter, in every organization and environment. We should actually try to stop taxing labor, because
tax the agents instead?
Yes,
AI agents?
Exactly, Becky. And by the way, Dario Amodei, the second half of his statement, he said, we're going to automate away the white-collar jobs, and you should tax us. And since when does the CEO of a major company raise his hand and say, hey, tax me and mine? Because he sees the writing on the wall, and he knows that there's this massive backlash coming their way.
An interesting idea.
How would you do it? And there's going to be an argument. Dario may be on one side, but I imagine some of the other big tech companies are going to say, please don't tax us. We need this to sort of reach some kind of escape velocity first. We don't want to, we're in this fight with China. We need to get ahead of everybody. This is a little bit of the argument made around, frankly, retail sales in the internet age, if you recall.
The argument I would make, Andrew, is that escape velocity has been achieved. I mean, these models are now going to be able to improve on their own. Like we did it. We made it. And the competition with China is not going to be won or lost based on the last $10 spent, if you know what I mean. I mean, at this point, we're going to win or lose based upon the ability of these companies to improve on their models, which right now is not tied to, in my view, the biggest danger is this backlash that Dario is concerned about. And the backlash is going to get more and more pronounced as people wake up and have their kids coming back from college and living in the basement, and the implicit social contract of like the American way is being fractured.
When you hear someone say, oh, every other disruption, it's always better. There's more jobs after technological innovation. And I keep hearing that, and it just seems to be getting more and more difficult to believe that this time it's going to be like that. Are there so many jobs going to be created from AI that we're going to replace 50% of
white-collar jobs? There's somebody.
Is there any way that this is not a net negative for employment?
There is zero chance that this transition is not going to be rough for millions of people.
They're always rough, but then we get through it and, buggy whips, and then you're making carburetors. But this time I just don't see it.
Like rough with a capital R and an exclamation point and a giant underline. I mean, some numbers, but people know some of this. There's still over 2 million Americans who work at call centers right now, and we know AI is going to decimate that job. The big one, and Jamie Dimon referenced this just the other day, if you get to truck driving, then all bets are off, because this is the #1 job in 28 states. You're talking about millions of middle-aged men, for the most part, 10 to 15% of whom are military veterans. A lot of them are gun owners. So if you get to that occupation, then you're going to see, in my opinion, riots in the streets.